Okay. All right, y'all. So we got a rainy day today. We possibly gonna get some snow down here where we at. But we got things to do. So this another side of what we do that y'all had never really seen, and I ain't never really shown y'all, but I will. Um, I am currently in my office area where we built this area um back in 22. I mean, I literally went broke building this area, guys, for real. And I was swiping every card I have to build this area, and it took me a while to get out that hole, but we steady pulling ourselves out. But I needed a place to run my business. I have a business that I run. A lot of you guys don't know about, but I recover data for people, and I've been doing that since 2008. I used to work for a company. But anyway, today I want to share with you guys um our our Amen Somebody seasoning. We have been able to upgrade the size and keep the same price. So I got to take some marketing pictures for you guys, but that's what we've been able to do. We've got a bigger size. Look how big the bottle is compared to the old one, and we're gonna be able to keep the same price. So I need to take some pictures, guys. Hold on. Yeah. So it's by the grace of God we've been able to keep the same price. So that's where we coming from, y'all. All you guys who have purchased these, I am grateful that y'all support us and purchase from us. And I thank y'all, man. I really do. But by the grace of God, we've been able to upgrade. So you're gonna be able to get, we've rebranded the whole thing, right? We're going from I'm doing YouTube and Facebook at the same time, y'all. So if y'all see me switch, I'm showing the YouTube people. So we went from that bottle with my wife picture on there, she been Miss Amen Somebody, to this bottle. We went from that bottle to this bottle, right? So I have to take some pictures to get them out here. Now, what a lot of you guys may not know is I've been doing this stuff a long time. I used to shoot music videos back in Atlanta, pictures, all kind of stuff. I bought myself this camera. This is the first photography camera I have ever owned. It's a Sony A2. I bought this back in probably 2017. I bought it used. I bought this, and I got a Canon 80D. I got a Canon 80D I bought. That was my first Canon camera that I bought, and I'm trying to sell it. I'm gonna give somebody a good deal on it. I'm gonna bless somebody with it. I really am gonna bless somebody with it. Young guy was over here the other day. I told him he need to take it. I gave him a good price on it, but he's still trying to figure out like what everything cost and what everything worth. So this is the first camera I ever bought, was this Sony A2, and I bought this probably about 2017 or something. And I remember when I bought it, I think I did like a credit card or something. I didn't have the money, but I either did a finance and I bought it. Now what I've done since then is I've upgraded the lens on it. So I take a lot of pictures. My wife, and whenever they want pictures, I take pictures for them whenever they want them. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes when you're around something all the time, you don't really take advantage of it as most people who wish they had that. But so what I'm doing today, y'all, is I'm gonna take all the marketing. I take all our photos and marketing material photos for our stuff. I do the videos, and as y'all see, I got my other camera sitting right here. My and this camera here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna capture actual video of me shooting and the product and stuff, and I'll figure out a way to actually put this all together down the line. But yeah, I want to tell all you guys something, man. I'm gonna tell you guys something. When I was purchasing this stuff, I had a job. And I was doing it while I was working, and I was buying stuff. And to be able to use it now, I realized that when I was buying that stuff, I wasn't actually doing it for then. I was doing it for now. It's just like eating healthy. Like when you eat healthy, you're not eating healthy for today, you're eating healthy for tomorrow. You know, you want to get your blood pressure down, all that stuff, but you really hopefully to buy yourself some more time on the back end. So that's the same way with your stuff like you buying all your equipment and you doing this stuff while you working and you got that steady income, I would advise you, if you know, if you got dreams and ambition to do something better and greater than what you want to do. Now, this ain't for everybody. While you got that steady income, go ahead and invest in your stuff. And that's what I was doing. I'm still using the camera that I have. I got an old camera. I got my first camera bag right here with my Canon 80D over in here. All kind of lenses. I should shoot music videos, like I said, back in the city with them. But I'm gonna use this camera today, and I'm going to take pictures. But man, I got so much photography and videography. I don't do photography as much as I used to. I love videography. I love cameras. I love cameras, man. I do all kind of camera stuff all the time. My cell phone. I got GoPros. I fell in love with cameras back in probably like, it had to be, man. I don't know what year it was, but I love shooting videos. So let me put my batteries in my camera, and then I'm gonna put my batteries in my camera, and then we'll go from there. And I'm gonna start just shooting. I'm gonna shoot this video, right? Let me see if I can get my, just to get some, I just want to get some content of it. Hold on, y'all. One second. I just want to get some video of it. And I'm gonna tell y'all, man, I sold 2 goats yesterday. Hey, man, I feel good about that too, boy. Dude came all the way from Jacksonville, and a dude came all the way from Jacksonville and picked up 2 goats for me yesterday, man. That was amazing. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like, yeah, that was amazing, man. Like, he really wanted them goats. I thought, like, but yeah. So anyway, come on over here. It's a little dark, but y'all get a chance to see this. I got my, yeah, y'all good right here. Got good lighting, right? So let me put my, I'm gonna put my battery in my cameras, and then we're gonna start shooting this mug. And we just want to get some good clean photos of this. We're gonna do this. But for all you guys who have been supporting us, I just want to say, man, look, thank you for purchasing the seasoning when y'all purchased it, man. But this is what we're going up to, and the price the same. So we've been able to reinvent this whole product. We got the plastic seal on the top. We got the freshness seal on the inside. Rebrand the packaging. She got new pictures. We got new pictures of her. And the size. Look how much more you get. And the price has not changed, and it's not going to change, all right? So that's the beauty of it, man, and I really appreciate y'all. But let me pull out this camera, and let's do it, man. Let's do it. I got to get my batteries. I got them over here charging. Yep. We gonna do it, y'all. Yeah, I've been, like I said, I've been buying all this stuff, investing in this stuff, shoot, since I was working. For real, man. Got my camera, let's put the batteries in this thing. And like I said, this is my first photography camera. I hadn't went out and bought nothing else. I've wanted other stuff, but at the end of the day, there ain't no need for other stuff. I already got one. Let's keep it moving. Just keep it moving, y'all. And I'm going to just take a lot of pictures. And what we want to do is when we're taking our photos, you want to keep your photos on a plain backdrop. And if you keep your photos on a plain backdrop, you can always use, you can remove the backdrop. I mean, you can remove the background at any moment in a software or whatever, right? So we're just going to start with some basic. We got to figure out what the lighting situation like first. And cut this flash on. You always need your flash, man. I don't care what you may feel. Not yet. Shoot, I'm finna have to change this lens. Yep, because it's 70. I need to come out a little bit more. But I want tight shots. Wait on my flash to come on. It ain't here yet. Yeah. So, I'm trying to keep the doggone, the backdrop gray. Because when you go to edit it, man, we're going to have to change this lens, man. Hold on. Yeah, this lens right here is, there you go. That's my flash done came on. Yeah, this lens right here ain't going to get it. You hear what I'm saying? 1 second. 1 second, y'all. You know what? This lens, what is this? This is 24. So the lens on this camera is the one I need right here. So these are all E-mounts. So when I bought my cameras, I made sure all the lenses mount with each other. Yeah, these are all E-mounts. I gotta take this big joker here off. I'll hurry up and get this yeah, this the lens I need. Cause it's 24, it'll pull back. 70 won't pull back. Where my yeah, and a lot of you guys have just now started watching and following. So y'all see me doing this farm stuff. And you don't realize, man, I do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of stuff, man. For real. Both of us. We do a lot, man. A lot. Like, for real. Alright, so here go I'm all in my light right here. Come on, flash. Why you ain't on, baby? I'm on live. Huh? I'm on live. Oh. You good? I'm just letting you know. There you go, y'all. Yeah. I don't like the way that look. This flash, man.
Oh, you caught right here too?
No, ma'am.
Okay, can I get in this closet right here? Hey, guys.
So this flash is literally... Yeah, this flash is really... It ain't doing right. It ain't doing right. Hold on. We gotta get some more light on this joker. Yeah, we gotta get some more light on this joker. Hold on. Yeah, it ain't right, man. So I got these things right here. These are some doggone... Yeah. So let me put this in here. See if I can get some more light on this joker. We put it right here. And then the light is shine back on this bad baby. We just got to put something behind it. Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Hold on. And the light is shine on it, but the light ain't right, man. We're going to get some good pictures. Believe that. And this just gets you some... This will get you some additional light. Like it'll shine. The light reflects off this, y'all. Yeah. Let's see if we can do it. Yeah, it ain't right though. Yeah, my these batteries on this camera, man, going bad. I gotta invest in some new batteries. Let me look at these. I just can't. They're not right. What you printing?
I print my journal.
Yeah, they're not right. Like, they just... Let me see. Because if I put that black in there, how I was going to shoot them was, I was going to shoot them like this, right? But I know you said that black.
But it might work. Do it like that. Then I
Let me
can
see. Let me see.
start the background.
Yeah, but I'm saying, you know, it got that black in the background, though. It got that black. You see?
It might still work. But you gotta do it closer than that, though. Is that the whole thing? Good morning, y'all. That might work.
I'm going to put a couple of them in there. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. My bad. Yeah, I'm still working on this doggone lens, man. So I got it up to 70. I'm gonna tell you what to do with an 85 mil. Is just that 85, you gotta stand halfway behind the doggone. You gotta stand behind the way back there to do that 85 mil. I'm gonna get it. Yeah, I gotta order some new batteries for this bad baby, man. This thing is they ain't gonna last that long. Like I said, this is the first camera I ever had. I'm still rocking with this bad baby too. Huh. I got another light if I need to put it on here. For real. You never can go wrong with the outdoor shot too. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I started buying this stuff, a while ago, y'all. And I use this stuff for real. All our photos out here on this place we take. And like I said, man, I used to shoot music videos. Probably gonna have to take it outside though. Let me see if I can get. You know what I really feel like? I really feel like the light ain't right. I feel like the light too high. I'm gonna bring the light down and see if I can get a better picture of the light. But Peter said, take the diffuser off, turn the flash completely backwards, or add a 45-degree angle. Okay, I'm gonna try what you talking about. I can't turn. Oh yes, I can. I'm sorry. I can turn it backward. We're gonna try your theory, Peter. I'm gonna see. All right. We cut this bad baby on. It take a minute for it to sync with the camera. How everybody doing this morning, guys? I got something nice. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Like I said, man, listen, guys, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to constantly say this at all times. Like, I've been investing in our stuff for a long time, man. For real. A long time. And what y'all are witnessing now today with the content and everything y'all seeing is, y'all seeing the culmination of a lot of years of work, like straight up. A lot of years, like been putting in work. Like if you go on my YouTube, my LarryB.Jr., LarryB.Jr page, my YouTube. Even though we got another YouTube called Hood to Homestead, you'll see videos up there, man. Got 2 views on it. Like, for real. Straight up. Like, nobody been watching. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, I made videos for where right now it's been up there for years. And still nobody watch. And I never allowed it to discourage me, guys. And I'm saying it as not a way to brag, but as a way to encourage you that whatever you may be doing, you may not be getting the response you want right now, but you need to understand what season you in. You may not be in the season that you want to be in right now. You may be in the season of just building. Let me see if I can get it right, y'all. Peter said, whoa. Peter, that was a good shot. Facts. That was a good shot, bro. I could tell you, man. Yeah, that was a good shot. Had a good proper lighting on it, too. You know, I've never turned the diffuser, the flash, all the way around, and I've always had this diffuser on. Who that is? Yeah, you said that's the most consistent statement. Absolutely, guys. I'm telling you, like, whatever you want to do, you're gonna have to go through the periods and stages of it. So many people quit because they're not in the stage they want to be in, but they're in the stage they need to be in. Listen, I learned that. It's no way. See, growth has to be sustained. Anybody who gets overnight success, they can't sustain it because they haven't went through the process. You know, Dustin say, what's the secret to shedding weight? You see how I trim down? I gotta answer this question and I'll get back to this. I stopped eating sugar. I don't drink alcohol and I stopped sugar. I cut all sugar out. I don't do no added sugar, guys. I don't put sugar in nothing. I don't want nothing with sugar in it. My morning breakfast most of the time just include just oatmeal or maybe some eggs by themselves, a boiled egg by itself. But that sugar, man, telling you, man, that sugar. Yeah, it's that sugar. If you get rid of that sugar, watch how much weight pull off for you. But back to what I was saying. You may not be where you want to be, but I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. Yeah, you may not be where you want to be, but oh, there it go. But I guarantee you right where you need to be. This thing said battery is exhausted. I just literally put it. Yeah, the batteries are going bad in this camera, man. So, you know what that means. Shoot, let me throw this on here. Yeah, they say the batteries are exhausted. Yeah, these are some, I got some Sony batteries. I don't know where the mugs at, though. I don't know what I did with them. I've been using these knockoff brand batteries, and they worked for a few years, but they at the stage now where they going dead a lot. So, you know, we got to buy some more. I like to, if you buy the Sony batteries, they'll last longer, but you're going to spend double for them. You could just buy extra cheap batteries and roll with it. They're not going to last as long as the Sony batteries, but, or the OEM batteries, but like my GoPro. Yeah, they're not going to last as much, but back to what I was saying, man, you may not be where you want to be at in the process, but I guarantee you right where you need to be in the process. Let me tell you something about the process. See, the process is what's going to teach you how to sustain. The reason why you see people who overnight success people fail because they never learn the process. And the reason why the success fails eventually is because they didn't learn the process. They don't know how to build it back up. When times get tough, they don't know how to pivot. They don't know how to maneuver. They don't know how to shake. They don't know how to switch to something else because all they knew was they did something and it turned into success. And then another thing about overnight success people, they think that's supposed to happen. Like they believe that success overnight is supposed to happen all the time. So when things are not happening overnight, they quit. They trip out and they stop and they don't know what else to do. And they revert to other things. She said, Leah said, I'm addicted to sugar. Yeah, you better let that sugar go. Be careful. Sugar, hey, Hey, I found out sugar is really the cause of a lot of our issues. They told us it was salt, and they said it was salt, but come to find out, it's sugar. It's actually sugar. Um, Table salt bad, table sugar bad because they strip all the minerals out of it, guys. They take all the minerals out of it, and it's just strictly flavor. But what's the problem with it is it's got side effects. One second, let me put my batteries on the charge. Yeah, there are side effects to it. Yeah. So so for me, that's one of the things I did for myself in my life. Not really, not knocking nobody else, whatever you choose to do. I stopped with the sugar consumption. And then I realized that like coffee, I really don't really want the coffee as much as I want the sugar. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little coffee drink I'm drinking every morning with all this sugar in it and all this cream in it. And that's how I'm starting my day, with sugar and dairy. So I stopped doing all that. And yeah, I stopped doing all that, man. You know, yeah, Serena said I didn't even know what a thumbnail was last year. Yeah, man, them doggone yeah, you put thumbnails on. But now AI, you can find AI tools that'll make thumbnails for you. She said somebody said they female goat just died. Said my female got 2 males. Then I come home to a dead male. That happens, you know. I'm gonna be honest, man. I don't. It's gonna sound cruel, all right. Unless it's something like worms, we can prevent worms. So when your female has a baby, the first thing you want to do is get a baby some selenium and probiotics, and next you want to worm the female. Um, from there, you just gotta let nature take its course. I'm to the point where I ain't trying to save a sick animal because, in my opinion, now these are all my opinions. When you put all that effort into saving a sick animal, a lot of times when that animal breed, it reproduced the sickness. So now you're breeding sick animals that you knew from the beginning was sick. So we a lot of times get caught up in trying to be God, right? And we want to be the saviors of everything when nature calling for it to go. Trying to weed out. One thing I know about nature, nature will weed out the sick. Human will not do that. We will save the sick, reproduce the sick, and then complain about bad genetics. Yeah, that's what humans do. So if it probably passed away, it maybe passed away because either it was sickly, um, if the mama wasn't feeding it, and that's another situation, then that's when it's time to bottle it. But what I found out is a lot of times when the mama don't feed the babies, the mama knows something up. Like the mama knows something up. Yeah, the mama do. She do. Let me read the comments. She says, you trying so hard. After every meal, I think I have something sweet to eat. Yeah, that's the onset of diabetes right there, man. Yeah. When you start craving sugar all the time, get your blood checked out. See if you starting to be insulin resistant. Yeah. Get your blood checked out. See what your A1C is. See if it's rising. And if you're not careful, you're gonna become insulin resistant. And that's diabetes. Yeah, that's diabetes. Type 2, type 1. But the thing about it is a lot of that stuff is reversible. It is, but it's just you gotta be self-disciplined. I didn't realize when we went to school, they doggone graded us on 2 things: self-discipline and comprehension. That was back in the day. I don't even know if they grade kids on self-discipline and comprehension anymore, right? But the truth of the matter is those were the 2 most important grades that we got when we went to school: self-discipline and comprehension. You got to be able to discipline yourself. It's no such thing as, and I'm gonna say this, and it sound cruel, but I'm sympathizing with you, but all in the same breath, I'm being realistic. There's no such thing as I'm trying my best, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You just gotta not do it. You can control what you put in your mouth. You just gotta not do it. It's hard, yeah, but you have to just say no to yourself. We have to learn how to tell ourselves no. And self-discipline, not having self-discipline will take you out early. It'll take you out early. Find out about your A1C though. Yeah, you need to find out about your A1C. I use unfiltered honey as a sweetener. Yeah, but what I'm learning is, why do we have to have sweeteners? Who told us that things have to be sweet? You see what I'm saying? You know, I respect what you're saying. I got honey too. I buy raw honey from a place. I used to consume it a lot, but I realized that, why do we have to have sweet stuff? You know what I mean? Who told us that we have to have sweet stuff? So I had to learn to check myself, like, why do I feel like I gotta eat sweet stuff? Why do I feel like I gotta put stuff in stuff to make it sweet? So it's just all about self-discipline, checking yourself. And so let's go outside and see when we'll check on Winston babies later. They ain't going nowhere, bro. For real. Indeed, you kicked all the sodas to the curb. Absolutely, man. They say sodas are like one of the worst things in the human diet, right? For real, man. It does. She said, it makes me feel like a failure. I've been trying for 4 years. It's killing my drive. And when I saw you, I started to feel less like why I can't get there. Yeah, you can get wherever you want to be. I want you to understand. Listen, listen. You are in control. God has made us in the image of him. So you can literally stop it. It's just that you have to control and discipline yourself. We know how to discipline others, but we don't know how to discipline ourselves. Just because you want to consume it don't mean you have to, or you don't have to. You can just say no. That's why I don't agree with this craze of things that taste like it but not truly it. Like, that's the trick. So we're gonna eat some brownies, right? But the brownies don't have real sugar in it. It got this in there. How is that fixing the problem? Because truth of the matter is, you truly still want brownies. So it's nothing wrong with a brownie here and there. I'm not saying I won't eat a brownie. I'm not saying if we go to a thing and my sister-in-law make cakes, or if my wife decides she want to make a cake today, I'm not saying I won't consume that. But the problem is, when I wake up tomorrow, am I going to consume it tomorrow? Am I going to consume it the day after that? So that's the issue with us as people. We don't know how to stop ourselves. We always want more and more and more and more and more. We don't know how to stop ourselves. So we start with a tablespoon or a teaspoon of sugar. Now we up to a tablespoon. Now we up to 2. That's the human nature right there. That's our problem. So we have to self-regulate ourselves. We have to regulate ourselves. Like, you have the ability to do that. I was at the gym one time and I seen this brother, and he was trying to lose weight. He was sitting down at the thing, and me and him got to talking and everything. We got to talking, and he was a good guy, but he was just so helpless. He didn't feel like he could not eat. After he said, my problem is I be eating. I said, I feel you, man. I said, you probably addicted to food. And he was like, yeah, I know. I can't do nothing about it. So now what they got is that G1, that Ozempic, that G1 drug they got out now. So this G1, what you call it? It's Ozempics, weed, groovy, all them drugs like that. Those drugs that what they call kills the food noise in people. That people have gotten to the point where they can't stop themselves from eating. And this is not looking down on you, but we have given up our control as the most dominant species because we prey on one another. In America, they put stuff in food to make food more addictive. And for a person who got an addictive personality to start eating food and can't stop, like every day they can't stop. So now they done created a solution. I always call that the radar gun and the speed detector. Somebody created the radar gun, right? The radar gun can track your speed and say you're going fast. Then somebody else came right behind it and created the speed detector. So what I notice in America, since everything is all about money, is that they create the problem, then create the solution, then create a problem behind the solution. It's all about money, and it's demonic. It's demon ran stuff. It's demonic, guys, because it's an idol worship. They're worshiping money, okay? So for us, made in the image of God, we got to understand, man, that you can't become a victim to that. God said he made us in his image, that we can say no to food. We can. It's just hard, you know. It's really hard to see people eat themselves to death. I've witnessed that. I have, man. I had a loved one. She gone now. I loved her, and I watched her eat herself to death. Like, for real. I literally watched her eat herself to death, and it hurt my heart to see it. But she did. She ate herself to death because she couldn't control herself with food. So food is about worse as drugs, man. Like, I'm telling you, food in America, we do not eat to live. We live to eat in America. In America, food is made into entertainment. Like, in America, when you think about food, food is like entertainment. It's like everything you do got food involved in it. Like, I know people, every time we get together, what we eating. Like, that's the first thing come out their mouth. What we gonna eat. I'm like, well, let's just get together and play games. Like, we ain't gotta have no big exotic meal. No, what we eating. You see? And this is not a judgment, because I've been to the point where I eat ice cream every day. I drink me a beer. I go to the gym, come home, drink me a beer after I work out. Drink me 2 beers. I'm eating chocolate and beer every day. That's a good combination if you ain't never had it. Beer and chocolate is good. To me, I'm drinking that every single day, man. Eating it every single day. Killing myself, So America has really done a job on its people, and it's demonic, man. It's actually demonic. It really is. It's some demon stuff, for real. It's demons. I mean, I know this be that churchy talk a lot of people don't want to hear. A lot of people don't want to hear the churchy talk, and it's not churchy talk. This spiritual talk, because just because it's church don't mean it's right. But I'm talking about the spirituality of that's demonic, man. That you got a country that's poisoning, that's letting corporations poison its people. You got a country and a government that demand taxes from you, demand law and order from you, demand you to abide by the rules of law, demand you to do this and that, but they also will allow a corporation to put stuff in their food that'll make it more addictive. You see what I'm saying? And you got people who cannot stop eating. That the same corporation that's put the addictive qualities in the food, now come up with a drug to help the people. Now they got to pay for the drugs. The insurance companies have to pay for the drugs to help the people not to be addicted to the food. Like, that's demonic, man. That's why the Bible say we wrestle not against flesh and blood. There's some spiritual darkness in high places that we fighting against it over here. So the solution, in my opinion, for all of us is that we have to be more self-controlled, self-disciplined. We got to stop just putting stuff in our mouth because it make us feel good. We do, guys. We have to. I tell everybody this who will listen to me. This ain't nothing I'm just talking for live. Anybody who get around me, they'll tell you, Larry talk the same stuff, guys. When you around, I'm telling you, stop putting food in your mouth. If you don't want to be sick, lose weight. Lose weight. That's how you lose. They say weight is the cause of so many diseases. Your body is walking around trying to pump blood through. So let's say you got an extra 100 pounds on your body, right? Your body has to pump blood through that extra 100 pounds, guys. Do you not understand the strain on your heart? Your heart has to pump that blood through that extra 100 pounds. Your lymph nodes have to try to filter out poisons in your body through that extra 100 pounds. Your liver have to try to work. Your kidney has to flush toxins out of that extra 100 pounds. You see what I'm saying? So this is what you're doing to your body. So for me, I take my health serious. Do that mean I'm going to live longer than you? No. I could fall down tomorrow with a heart attack and die, right? But what I feel like is we have an obligation to ourselves and the future generation to take care of what God has given us. We have to. You cannot just live this life of putting stuff in your mouth, drinking stuff in your body, and then when you go to the doctor, you sick, and then you want them to give you a drug to fix you. Now you done ruined your kidneys. Now you done ruined, and you can't get no more. You see what I'm saying? So my encouragement for everybody who will listen to me is that, guys, take your life and your health serious. We as a people has watched, especially our race, most of us black, and I know some whites in here too, but we've watched a lot of us pass away prematurely because we won't stop doing things that's killing us. We won't stop smoking. We won't stop drinking. We won't stop eating certain foods because we love it. But all the while, we know it ain't no good for us. You see what I'm saying? So we got to take control of that spiritual demon, man, that's over us, man, and say, yes. My wife asked me, she said, you want this? I said, yeah, I do, but I ain't eating it. You know what I mean? She always asked me, she said, you want this? I said, yeah, I do, but I ain't eating that. I'm not going to eat that. You know what I mean? I know it ain't going to kill me today, but accumulation of eating it over the next 5 years, if I get that long, or 10 years, if I get that long, 20 years, if I get that long, accumulation of eating it for 5 or 10 years, now what it's going to do to you? You get what I'm saying? So, God don't want you to be sick, man. God don't want you to be sick. He don't. And I feel like most of the sicknesses, the life expectancy rate in America, in the world, is all tied to the foods, tied to the stuff that we're eating. So when I talk about us being able to control our food supply, I'm not saying it in the sense of just want to be a farmer. No, man, I'm saying it in the sense of whatever you put in your body, you need to know where it come from, because you can't trust these sources anymore. You cannot trust the people. We have generations of people that died in their 60s, 50s, and they going in their 40s now, guys. Like, they're going early. Nobody is making it to 90, 100. You got a lot of the older generations that's doing it, but you got so many young people today dying from stroke, dying from heart attacks, dying from, diabetes get them, high blood pressure get them eventually. Just bad genetics. You know what I mean? But a lot of this stuff, they say heart disease is the #1 killer in America. Heart disease. Heart disease is the #1 killer in America. Do you know you got a lot of people who are genetically predisposed to heart disease, that they just come from a line of family members that's going to get it, but a bunch of people that's not. All the heart disease is coming from bad dieting. Bad dieting, guys. Stuff that we think good for us, not good for us. Stuff that they have advertised and market as being healthy, that's really not healthy. Stuff that they tell you is good, but you drinking it and it's not. It's not good for you. We've made a lifestyle out of things that'll kill us. All right. Colon cancer. I see somebody posted. I ain't went down on my thing. Colon cancer. Listen. Get your colonoscopy at 45 or under. All my brothers, get your PSA levels checked. Period. You gotta get that finger up your hind parts for your prostate. But not only do that, ask your doctor for your PSA test. You need to get your PSA checked. Period. Do not sleep on that, because you can have genetic prostate stuff, especially African American men. You can have some genetic prostate stuff going on, and you checking it with your PSA levels. Now you can catch it early. They say prostate cancer is very curable, just like colon cancer is very curable if they can catch it early enough. But if you don't do this stuff, and by the time you go to the doctor, you got stage 4, meaning it done got in another part of your body, now you're on your way out. Now you got to take super chemo to try to kill it. You got to take, because it's nasty in your colon when it started in your prostate. You get what I'm saying? Brothers, if you me, I go to the doctor and tell them I got a family history of all of it. I'm just being honest, guys. I do. I tell them. The reason why, because it's some family members I don't know. It's some people I don't know. I don't know what them people had. You see what I'm saying? So when I go, they ask me, do you got a family member or heart family? Yup. So they give me the test for that. Do you got a family history? That I do. And they give me the test for that. Do you got a family history? I do. So we go up in that mode trying not to say, like, we feeling good. Nah, I don't know nobody got cancer. I do, because I want them to test for it. I get my own blood work done. I've been getting my own blood work done on my own. I pay for it. Get my own blood work done. I monitor my own blood work. I monitor my own levels of stuff. I take this stuff serious. I really do. I take it serious, man. And the reason why is because I've seen so many men that look like me that died. He 50. Bro, 50. He dying from colon cancer. Bro, when did you get your... Oh, no. Did you get a colonoscopy? Because they could have took the polyp out that probably turned into cancer out. Oh, no. He went to the doctor for the symptom. And it's too late. When you start having symptoms, it's too late, man. So we start with the conversation because I know God don't want his people to be sick like this. I know God don't want his people to be sick. He don't. So for me, if I was you, get your colon checked, get your PSA levels checked, brothers. Don't just get the finger. A lot of y'all running from the digital finger up your butt. You don't want to get up there and feel your prostate. I'm going. Let's go, doc. But you also want to get your PSA level checked. Because if they put their finger up there and they don't feel nothing, that's fine. But your PSA levels may still be rising. And if your PSA level's still rising, you need to come back to the doctor in 3 months. You need to come back to the doctor in 6 months and get it checked. A friend of mine, he never got his PSA level checked. He was just getting the finger. And he came back for his yearly physical, had prostate cancer, and he had got into his colon. Yo, and he had to go through that whole process. He's still alive. He made it. But what I'm saying is, and he told me, this is what he told me. This is where I got the PSA from him. I said, oh, man, I'm sorry to hear that. He said, I always make sure when you go to the doctor, they check your PSA level. I said, really? I had never got my PSA checked. He said, yo. He said, tell them you got a history of prostate cancer in your family. He said, they'll check it. So that's why it's important to have doctors that look like you, because a lot of times, and I ain't knocking my other doctors, they not gonna ask for this stuff. So that's my encouragement for all y'all. You want to know how I'm losing weight? I stopped eating sugar, man. I was drinking I was drinking sugar in my coffee every morning. Yo, J Marcus, man. J Marcus said, I just took note. Hey, J Marcus, I made it just save your life, bro. Listen to me. This is sincere. Get your PSA level checked, my man. All right? Just simply tell them you got a family history of prostate cancer. Just tell them that. They will check your PSA levels. You need that. You need it. Don't wait. All right? Tell your boys. Tell all of them. Get your PSA level checked, young man. Get it checked. Because how it works is it's a protein. And it'll start building in your blood. When it start building, that's a red flag. So at this point, they can do some evasive treatment. They could just watch it. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, for real, man. But don't sleep on that. Ebony said, as clinicals, we are now required to make sure our patients don't become chronically sick. We're required by insurance company to demand our patients consider every aspect of their health. They will not pay us if our pay. That's actually that's some good information to know. That's some good information to know. You know what I mean? Because I'm not gonna say doctors don't be trying, man. I know doctors be trying, but they busy. You know, you think about a doctor, right? Yeah, bruh said what age he should get his PSA check. You should have been got it checked. 30. If you black, 30. Yeah, go to your doctor Tuesday for your colon. So I'm most definitely getting it checked. Yeah, health serious. Get it checked. 30. Black men should have their PSA levels checked. Start getting them checked at 30. Don't wait to 40. Tell them you have a history of that. He said, you getting it checked. I take my hair to a being. I had a polyp. That's right. Yeah. They got that polyp out. Get that polyp. Yeah, for real, man. For real. Yeah. Get checked now. Get checked now, man. Don't wait. Do not wait, guys. If you and the thing back, you don't know what your family history is. You just know your grandma, granddaddy, but you don't know. A lot of them older men didn't go to the doctors. Bro just died one day. He just had a heart attack. You don't know what was in great granddaddy such and such blood. You don't know. And then it may be something running rampant in your blood that you don't even know. So the best cure is prevention. You want to prevent it. You hear what I'm saying? Man, what I would advise all my young men to do, and I tell every young man who come in mind, go get your PSA level checked. You got to stop doing stuff that's contributing to your sickness. All right? Smoking, drinking, not sleeping, sugar, salt. I put sugar before salt because they told us salt was bad. But do you know there's some salt with minerals in it that actually provide nutrition for our bodies? It's the table salt. It's the salt that then are stripped all the nutrition out of. But they got some mineral-based salt. Do you know we give our animals mineral-based salt? Like straight up, I got minerals that's mineral-based salt that we give our animals. They love it. And it keep them healthy. Whereas with us, we done stripped all the nutrition out of our salt and just focus on taste. So salt, mineral salt is not bad for you as a table salt that's just all about taste. It's just like with sugar. You can get a natural sugar that can sweeten food. I'm just totally against this whole sweeten ideal. I am. I'm totally against that because yeah, I used to smoke too, man. Yeah, I used to smoke too. But I'm totally against the sweetened food because I just feel like who taught us that? You know, like as Americans, who taught us we gotta have sugary stuff? Like everything in America has been about business. The business people have guided us in everything. All right. The business people have guided us in everything, have guided us. They create snacks and tell us that, oh, snacks are good. So now they got a market. All right. So all while we consuming snacks, now we sick. We done developed insulin resistance. We got type 2 diabetes. So now we got to go to the doctor. Now we got to try to manage our diabetes instead of just straight up avoiding it. I want to avoid it. Now, truth of the matter is, some of us are not going to avoid it. We're going to genetically get it. But what I've learned is you can fight it off. If you know, if you going to the doctor and you doing what you're supposed to do, right? And you doing everything you're supposed to do and your A1C is still rising, you may just be genetically predisposed for it, but you can fight it off as long as possible. You get what I'm saying? You can fight it off as long as possible. We have to stop giving over to the wants and desires of our heart that's killing us as a people, making us sick. If you notice this, all y'all listen to me. When you go to any part of the country, right, you see an explosion of healthcare. An explosion of healthcare. You go to certain parts, they don't even have businesses like a print shop. You go in there, they don't have just businesses. But yeah, the pancreas, you right, bro. They don't have any of it, but they definitely have healthcare providers. Let me see. Ebony said, let me see what Ebony said. Ebony said, ask your insurance company to give you a list of providers who look like you. And when you come to see us, we already know what to do. We are out here, but our offices are being filled with everyone but blacks. Ask for a black doctor, and the insurance is required to tell you where we are at. But if you don't ask, you're going to get a foreigner. I respect that. Yeah, I respect that. He said, James said, yes, ma'am. I got you, Ebony. James said, I am diabetic. You don't want it. Absolutely, man. Hey, James, thank you for adding that testimony in here. And I just think it's not taken serious until somebody is already sick. Like, we got people like you who telling us we don't want it, but somebody still gonna consume something. Now, let me tell y'all this. It's not about sugar that you consume. It's about also what you eat that transfer into sugar in your blood. All right. So it's not just about sugar. You can eat table sugar. Okay. But what are you eating that's transferring into sugar in your blood? The high carbs that's turning into sugar into your blood. Now your body has to regulate that. All right. It's just you dumping too much in your body. So the snacks, the carbohydrates. Let's get back to meat and vegetables. Let's just get back to meat and vegetables. Like, we don't have to have starch on the side. Like, we done got to the point we got to have starch. Let's get back to meat, vegetable, proteins, right? You can do beans, you know. They say rice and beans is a whole protein. I don't know how I feel about white rice, though. Like, white rice is a staple all around the world. But I don't think it's the white rice we eating here. It's not enriched. Like, over here in America, when you go to the store and you read the back of the bags, if you see enriched on there, leave it alone. Leave it alone. That means they done stripped everything out of it and done tried to add stuff back to it to make it healthy. Don't do it. It's gonna make you fat. It's gonna make you fat. God bless you. God bless you too, Pam. PSA stand for protein specific antigen. Yes, sir. Absolutely. These restaurants are sprinkling a mixture of salt and sugar on that chicken from these grill places. They know we are addicted to it, but they make money off us. That's what it's all about. It's the money. It's idol worship. We're worshiping money. This country is a worship of money. So this country put money above your health. This country put money above its people. This country put money above politics. This country put money above everything. So this country is an idolatry country that worship money. We just call it capitalism. But the truth of the matter is, it's the idol worship of money, guys. All right? That's what it is. So all them demonic gods that you read about in the Bible, they're not gone. The name of them are just different. All right, that it's just different. It's just a different name, guys. It's the same demonic spirit. God said He not gonna kill them off until He come back. When Jesus come back, then that's when they all gonna go. They're still here. They're still here. Those demonic spirits that you read of Baal and all them names, they're here. They're still here, guys. So this country right here, every country has potential to be demonic and they have idol worship. Capitalism, ain't nothing wrong with capitalism, I guess, but it's just all about worship of money, guys. That's what it's about. We put money above everything. Money above family. Money above health. Money above life. Money above people. Money above our neighbors. Money above God. We are in a society that worship and idolize money. All right. So our government, who we pay our taxes to, who we feel should protect us, but because we in a money worshiping society, they put the money above us. All right. They put the money above us. I'm trying to catch the comments. Sugar is more dangerous than cocaine. Absolutely. Sugar is dangerous, guys. It's bad for you. It's not good because it's 100% taste. It's only going to do negative stuff to your body, but it's all about taste. And anytime you consuming something that don't have no nutritional value, it's only about taste, it's going to be bad for you. So we got to eat to live and not live to eat. So when I put it in my body, I'm putting it in my body from the sense of I'm going to get that protein from it. I'm going to get that vitamin A from it, right? Fiber. We need fiber to use the bathroom. Like we want to go and use the bathroom. Like you got to poo. Like people not pooing enough. You see what I'm saying? You're not pooing enough. You need to go to the bathroom. Yeah. You know, it take you 3 days to poo. No. That mean that waste been sitting in your body all that time. So we need to consume more fiber. I eat chia seeds almost every morning. Let me keep going. I'm trying to get y'all comments. You say, yeah, but what you gonna eat if all the comments poison the meat and vegetables now? What am I gonna eat? You want to know, Jamarcus, what am I gonna eat? Jamarcus, I grow my own meat and I grow my own vegetables. You hear me? Straight up. I got goats out there. I got 3 freezers full of meat I grew. For real. So we've gotten so desensitized, like unconditioned in our country that we only see animals as pets. When everyone else, I just had a dude drive all the way from Jacksonville. I'm like, it's a foreign guy. He come from another country. He drove all the way from Jacksonville to pick up 2 goats from me because he growing his own meat. He's a foreign guy, right? I get people reach out to me all the time, Larry, how much you selling? But in America, it's furry, so we supposed to rub and pet it. When everybody else eating it. You see? So we got to grow and produce and consume our own food. Cinnamon will help with your diabetes. You know, I put cinnamon. Y'all know something I take? My grandma put me on this. My grandma put me on something called cacao. It's called cacao. It's a chocolate, but it ain't sweet. It's bitter as a mug. I put cayenne pepper and I put sugar, not sugar, cinnamon in it. I don't do sugar. I put cayenne pepper and cinnamon in it every day. Well, every other day. I used to do it every day, but I stopped doing it every day. I do a lot of teas now. I do ginger. I boil my own ginger and do a ginger tea. I do green tea. Um, I do a lot of teas. But I do a cacao and I put cinnamon and sugar because I researched how cinnamon is good for blood sugar and it's good for inflammation as well. How cayenne is good for the circulatory system of your heart and stuff, right? Your blood. It helps your blood. So I do that, and then I do the cacao for the flavonoids and all the stuff that's in it. But Yeah, let's keep going. Let's keep going. White rice bad for diabetics, man. Yeah, man. But let me ask you a question though. What if is it American white rice or is it rice in general? Because just this is my point. I'm not going against nothing you saying. I see around the world, rice is a staple of all these foreign countries. Like if you look in Asia, Africa, all in these four continents, they live off rice. What I believe, the same way with our sugar, the same way with our salt, in America, everything has been stripped of its nutritional value to add shelf life. Because good organic stuff don't last long on shelves. It start getting mold. The bugs want to eat it. But if you put all these foreign chemicals and stuff on it, the bugs don't even want it. Mold don't even want it, right? So the shelf life of it lasts longer. But I've had vegetables, man. Listen, them jokers will start going bad. Y'all got to eat it. You see what I'm saying? So I've been doing research about rice. And I don't know how I feel about rice. Because I see all over the world, everybody eat rice. But in America, rice is bad for us. So I started doing research. When you go to the store and you look at your rice, right? Read the back of the bag. Number one, you should be reading the back of the bags anyway. You should be reading the boxes. If you cannot pronounce it, do not put it in your body. You hear me? If you cannot pronounce it. When I go in and I say it's a sodium phosphate, I'll be like, oh. So if you look at our seasoning right here, these are all regular seasoning. Granulated this, garlic. Like, if it got sodium phosphate in it, you need to be wondering what sodium phosphate do to your body. Because why would you be putting something in your body you cannot pronounce? So we need to definitely be more cognizant of what we eating. So when you go to the store, man, pick up the bag, look at the boxes. I try not to eat none. If I don't understand what it is, I try not to eat it. I don't. If I read the back of it and it say a name, I'm like, what is that? Like, why would I put that in my body? And it mess around to be the same stuff they putting in WD-40. You spraying that on your car and that sodium phosphate is over in WD-40. Like, no. So general rule, this is James, my brother James. He said, if the food is white, it ain't right. Yeah, I keep hearing it. Ebony said, I am in Washington, Idaho. He said, I'm in Washington, Idaho, New Mexico, Kansas, Texas, Virginia. Okay. All right, Miss Ebony. Good morning. Hey, Mississippi. I'm saying you need to eliminate soda drinks. I don't do any of that. Sodas, energy drinks, no sirree, buddy. I know I'm going, but I ain't going with that. You know what I mean? For real, leave that alone, man. Bro, you said you right all the way. I'll be 60 this year, and I've seen how they really treat us as a people. Yeah. Learn to substitute. If you love noodles, use squash to make your noodles. Things like that. Mushrooms for me. Yeah, my sister is 100% vegan, right? Yeah, my sister be eating some mushrooms for everything. She eat mushrooms for everything. I just feel like this, and not against what you're saying, I agree. I feel like why we just can't eat meat and vegetables? Why we just can't eat meat and vegetables? Why do we have to have pastas and all this other stuff? I'm really right now on this journey of just trying to eat meat and vegetables. I go back and get my blood work done. I get it done every 6 months, right? And I'm paying for it myself. The reason why is because I found out that the doctors they ask for certain tests, but it can be, you don't get everything. So I've been going through a company and I just get all my blood work done. And I just compare them. I try to compare them. So every 6 months I get a new one done and I sit down and look at it. And I look at it. Like when you go to your doctor, guys, all my brothers, listen to me. When you go to your doctor, you need to ask about your HS-CRP. Okay? That's an indicator of heart disease, stroke. You need to understand what that level is. Okay? HS-CRP. You need to know what that means. Okay? Do not sleep on that. If that is high, that's indicative of the fact that you headed towards stroke and heart attack. All right? So that's another one that you need to really be focused on. I'm just telling you, man. HS-CRP. Look that up. Look it up and you'll understand what it's about. They should be testing you for that. Um, a lot of times they'll test you for it, but yeah, if heart disease is the #1 killer in America, then you should know about that. You really should. You really should know about that, okay? So do your test on that. Let's see. Let's say, yep. Let me see. Wendy Sloan, thank you. What's going on, Mo? Hi. All right. All right. This country poison us with the food. Yes. You know, what I really believe is I don't think they intentionally poisoning us. I don't I don't think they intentionally poisoning us. I think it's all about money. I don't think they saying we're gonna kill these people. I really don't believe that. I believe that they just it's all about money. It's no side effect. They don't care about the side effects. They like, well, look, you want something that tastes good. All right, cool. I can provide it to you, but I need, as a business, to be able to put it on the shelf for 6 months without it going bad. Now, the part you eat is fine, but the part that I need for my business is making you sick, because I can't sustain myself as a business person if what I produce is going to go bad in 2 days. So I got to add this stuff to it to make it last. You hear what I'm saying? Let me keep going. Yeah. Y'all holler at Ebony. She said like she know the root of money is the root of all evil. The love of it. There will always be currency. We have to always deal in some type of currency, whether it's fruits and vegetables, incense, scents and herbs and spices. But when we fall in love and we worship it, it's the worship of money. When we start idolizing money, when we make money the God. In America, money is God. All right. When people think about freedom, they don't think about the Lord. They think about money in America. When people think about joy and happiness, they don't think about God. They think about money in America. They don't think about family. They think about money. People will trade everything in this country for money. Yeah. It says, we all need to do what you and your wife are doing. Grow our own. Absolutely. Yeah. We need to grow our own. Yeah. I feel like growing your own food, that's the start. Sleep, food, water. That's the start. Peace, fresh air, walk every day. Just the stuff farmers used to do back in the day. Now everybody is sitting in an office all day, sitting at a desk all day. Life is kind of miserable, so I'm consuming things to make life enjoyable to me. But the stuff I'm consuming with is killing me. It's gonna make me sick. All right. And whether it's food, dope, you know what I mean? Whatever it is, I'm telling you. I'm gonna keep going. Let me read. Yeah, we do have to educate ourselves. All of us, we have to educate ourselves. I think that's what we're being exploited on. Our lack of education, lack of food knowledge, lack of understanding that we gotta eat to live, not live to eat. That means whatever you put in your body, it's gonna add life to you, and not just food and turn into this party. Like all over social media, man. Like every time you pull up your scroll, somebody got some beautiful cheesy food. Man, that stuff gonna kill you, man. I mean, you can eat it today, it ain't gonna do it, but over a lifetime of eating it, it's gonna hurt you. Your heart, you gonna have plaque build up in your arteries. You eating this stuff, right? Everybody say, man, them old people used to eat that stuff. Them folks used to be working too. Them folks used to be digging holes, and they got better genetics. They didn't grow up eating ramen noodles. They didn't grow up eating pinto Vienna sausages and poker beans in a can. They didn't grow up eating hamburger helper. They didn't grow up eating chemicals that's been in their body since youth. They drunk fresh water. They was drinking well water. They were drinking water out the ground. You see what I'm saying? They weren't drinking city water that's full of chemicals. They gotta put chemicals in the water. You ever had water? Water will get mold in it. Water will get bacteria will grow in water. You understand? So you either gonna put water in a dark container, or you gonna put some chemicals in the water to keep the water from. They have to. It's no way I could provide fresh water for all y'all in this city without putting something in it. So it got chlorine in it. fluoride in it. You see what I'm saying? To keep the water healthy. So those people back in the day, their water source, they was drinking clean water. They weren't consuming fluoride every day. They weren't consuming chlorine every day. They wasn't. All right? Let me keep going. Let me keep going. I'm going down this. I'm going down this. He said, what do you add to the ginger tea? Personally, I don't add anything to mine. I don't put honey in it. I don't put nothing. I'm drinking it for the benefits, not the taste. I love that bite though. I don't put anything in it. So that's me. I drink it for the benefits of the ginger flowing through my body. It's gonna make you pee, but that's what I drink it for. I drink the green tea for that, right? The antioxidants and all that stuff. I don't drink it so much for the taste. And I'm not one of those people who have to have something that tastes real good. Like I'm one of those folks who can take something nasty, but I know it's good for me, and I thug it out. All right. It said, exactly, Larry, you can buy beef, pork. Yeah, you can buy this stuff from farmers. Farmers produce it. He says, I disagree about sugar because in some situation our elderly need sugar. Okay, all right. If our elderly need sugar, then I believe you. Yeah, but I have, um, I don't know. Like I know elderly people that want sugar. You know what I mean? But as far as me taking a tablespoon of sugar and saying this gonna save your life, that's news to me. Now I know people who have to eat a bowl of rice when their sugar get down too low, especially when they become hyperglycemic and they have to boost their own. That's how my uncle was. My uncle had to boost his blood sugar up when he needed to eat. So when he wouldn't eat right, he'd have to throw him a piece of candy in his mouth to try to get his sugar up. Um, um, because he wasn't eating right. But I was of the mind, and I am of the mind. How about if you eat 3 proper meals, would that help? You know what I mean? Or 2 proper meals, would that help? In the morning you wake up with a good breakfast, not just your standard grits and eggs like we do, but you eating something that's gonna sustain and full of fiber and full of vitamins and stuff that can help you and to carry you through the till you eat your next meal. So that's what I was of the mind of. But if you tell me you gotta have sugar, then that's yeah. I know people who hyperglycemic need to get their sugar levels up, but I had a guy that was in prison with us. His name was L Dub, man, and his sugar would get low, and you have to make him a bowl of rice, and he would eat that bowl of rice to get it up, or he'll hold a piece of sugar in his mouth to try to get that up. I just wonder if he just got a bad pancreas or can he eat proper meals? Like if I eat 3 meals a day and I'm eating like beans and stuff like that, would that help? Yo. All right, let's keep going. What about jasmine rice? So jasmine rice, most jasmine rice is not enriched. So supposedly it's better, but you can't trust anything that you're getting. So me personally, if the wheat germ has been removed from it, then you're dealing with the waste. You're dealing with the leftover, right? So I feel like almost everything in our stores is built for shelf life. It's not built for your health. So for me, I don't know. I do read the bag, and I will eat jasmine rice over plain white rice because when you read the bag of jasmine rice, it says it's not enriched. The only ingredients is jasmine rice. So that's what we should be focusing on: single ingredients, limited ingredient products. All right. Let's see. Ebony giving out knowledge. She said, but black doctors are all around. He said, but if blacks don't know, you can't pressure your insurance company. So Ebony's telling you about how to be able to get a doctor that looks like you. Yeah. I think it's just here in our country. I agree. Ginger tea is good with honey from natural bee sellers. Yeah. I got a natural bee, some they call them jokers, Albert, what you call them jokers? Adder red breeds. I forget the name of, but we got a lady who grow bees, right? And yeah, honey is better. Honey is better. Um, but I think we should get to the point where we don't have to have sweet stuff. I do. And I know this is talking crazy to some people, but I think we really should get to the point where we don't have to have sweet stuff. Like in our minds, we've convinced ourselves that it got to be sweet. So I feel like as people, we got to get to the point where we say, I don't have to have that. Let's see. Yeah, jasmine rice is better. Rice altogether It said rice altogether. Rice breaks down into sugar in your body, and that's what I'm knowing that, right? But let me ask you a question, right? I'm sorry. It said, the God favored me. I'm sorry, pen, if I don't say it right. But let me ask you a question. I understand everything you saying about that, and I'm not in refuting of that. But what is it? Is it just American rice, though, in your opinion? In your opinion, is it just American rice? Because all over the globe, you see people eating rice. Rice has sustained people. It's like potatoes. Potatoes all over the globe in Ireland. People eating potatoes. In Africa, they call them yams, cassava. They make all this different stuff. But when we get here, this stuff kills us. You get what I'm saying? So what you think, man? Let me keep going. American rice. The Asian people do not have those problems. Is it? I think it's their rice. Um, it says, she said, Connie said, I want rice with some gravy and a bed of rice. Do you, Connie? Get you some fried up too. Yeah, use dates as natural sugar. I heard about dates. Yeah, I've tried it. Yeah, I heard about dates. Um, it said, I agree. Dave said, you agree. Yes, sir. James said, Asians eat rice and live longer, especially the Japanese. Absolutely. So, James, what is it? What is it? It's the rice, right? So we're dealing with a type of rice that all the nutritional value has been stripped away from, and we're eating the leftover rice. Somebody's saying what I think it is. Hold on. Rice enriched with different things. Facts. Those are facts right there, Wilbur. Facts. And wait, what's up, and it says, oh yes, this is true. I seen somebody say something. You plant-based all day, every day. Amen. Said we need to buy natural honey from bee sellers. Okay. Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning. If I cook rice, I rinse it 4 times. Balsamic rice is what I eat. That's right, Dwayne. Yeah, that was Mope. She just walked in, got in the conversation, y'all. I love me some Mope, but I be, trying to teach her about etiquette and stuff, like, cause I can't just raise her for me. We have to raise her for the world. So she gotta know that you gotta be able to move according to etiquette and stuff. Yeah. It said we need to start living off the land. Yeah, or living out our backyards. You can do that too. That's Mia, baby. Yeah, she cute. Yeah, let me see. I agree. We did. America treat old people bad. I don't think we get the best healthcare as black men, black women. Um, I think we have to, as Americans, we have to understand what we're dealing with, and we have to be proactive instead of reactive. They say the best cure is prevention. They say it's easier to defend the land than to reclaim it after it has been conquered. All right. So I think our best cure is going to be our prevention. So the reason why I'm so adamant about us taking care of ourselves is that very reason what you stated right there, that we don't feel we get the best health care, right? And that may be true. It may not be true. But we as a people have to focus more on taking care of ourselves. We cannot sit and give ourselves over to sickness and then expect what we know ain't necessarily working to work. It makes sense. So we got to do our parts of it and stop being so dependent upon a system. We got to stop catering to sickness. We got to stop catering to things that make us sick. We got to stop being a willful participant in our sickness, but then going into places that we feel don't take care of us to cure us. We got to do better. So that falls on us. You see what I'm saying? We're crying about we won't equal this and equal that, but if we're not getting it, what we're going to do? What we're going to do? So you, as a man or a woman who see this video, you got to make a decision. Do I care more about the taste of something, or do I care about how it benefits my body? Because I know if I get sick, I cannot expect the same level of care of somebody else who in a different culture. Get what I'm saying? All right, let's keep going. I'm trying to, exactly, because they have to eat it too. Yeah. I wish I had a local farmer markets available in our community, and that's a crime shame. But James, you may have to take weekend trips. You hear what I'm saying? Like, you may have to load up the car, because don't we take trips for vacations, James? When we go to the casino, don't we jump on a plane or don't we drive hours? You may have to take weekend trips, and you may have to learn how to preserve naturally. You may have to learn how to do that, right? Juice, stuff like that, right? But, I don't know your situation though, my brother. So whatever you can and can't do, I'm not saying, you know what I mean? Just respectfully. Let me say that respectfully. He says, keep living. The Bible speaks about going back to our natural roots. I'm gonna say this. Um, um, yes, money is truly the root of all evil. The love and worship of money is the root of all evil, guys. We need currency. Every society has currency. This can be considered currency, but when we start worshiping it, when we put it above our loved ones, we put it above ourselves, we put it above health. Like, people don't even care. The company don't even care about the health of the people, right? The CEO just got to turn a profit. The investors, they just want a return. So they demanding a return from Nabisco. Nabisco say, we got to do what we got to do to make our investors happy. The board's job is to make sure the investors get a return. The CEO is hired by the board, and his job is to make sure that the board, which represents the investors, are going to get a return on the investment. Can we put flavanol in this or sodium dioxide in it to make it cheaper, to make it longer, to make it? We don't care what it's going to do to the people. We care about the investors. And we want them to get a return. So this is not just a company problem, an American problem. It's all of our problem. Because if you put money in your 401k, if you put money in a company, you want a return on it, right? Right? You're not going to put money in something that don't get a return on it, right? Right. So all of us are guilty of it in this country. All of us. We're all playing into this system that has been designed by greedy and demonic people who worship money. Okay? So all that, what I'm telling you, is all one vicious cycle. You can complain about this corporation, or you can complain about that corporation, but when you put your hard-earned money in it, you expecting a return. When you check your return on your 401k, don't you want it to grow? What do you think they're investing in? They're investing in companies, food companies. They got what they call mutual funds. A mutual fund may just be one big ball of funds, all big stocks inside a fund, whether it's an index fund or whatever. These are all inside a ball. So you break it down and look inside of there. Nabisco may be in there. Procter and Gamble may be in there. Whatever the manager decides is going to be the most profitable. They trade and they try to get the best return. So listen, all of us are guilty of it. All of us. You can't cry about the system, but we all willfully taking part in it. You see what I'm saying? So the companies that job is to get the return for you, they're going to do what they got to do to get the return. We can't be mad at the CEO. The CEO works for you. You hear me? So if you're an investor in the Nabisco, you're an investor in a food company, there's a board, then there's a CEO. The CEO works for the board. The CFO reports and run financials and report them to the board. They work for you. You see? So your 401k or your mutual fund investments or your just stocks you're buying into it. You see? You get it? So us as people, we have to understand in this country that we're all willing participants of this. We're all willful participants of this. We are. Because when I start talking about your money, you see how you felt? You see how you felt? You felt a little funny then, like, bro, talking crazy, man. I wish I would. Because it sound good on live today. This sound good, me talking to you. But when I challenge and say, hey, when I challenge and I say, okay, well, this is what we all got to do. People don't want to hear that. No, sir, you ready? You talking about my money? So that's not going to change in America. That's not. But on an individual level, what we can do is we can decide on an individual level to change for ourselves. Okay? Let's do some practical changes. Let's not throw stuff all up in the air and hope somebody catch it. Forget all that. Let's do practical changes. First practical changes. I stay in the community. I got a house, me and my wife, flat house. You know, we don't want to get up the stairs. You know, we got a gated backyard, fenced backyard. I just want to do better, right? Can you start with planting food? Get you some pots. My grandmama grow food in pots. Get you some pots out there, bags. They got the little black bags at the store. Go buy you some soil. Put the pot dirt in the soil, in the bags. Put seeds down in there, all in there. You can take some of them and just scatter them in there and just cover them up and let them come up wild. Instead of running to the store, buying food, you can say, baby, we're going to eat some of these. And we eat it. And we start eating that, right? It's going to take you a little while to get going. So I understand you still going to have to purchase and you still going to have to do that. I do agree with farmers markets. I do agree with going directly to farms, not just a farmer market. You go directly to farms. I don't have it right now, so I can't say it, but I do know it's some farmers that you could pull up on their place and they'll fill up the bed of your truck, buddy. Like the little country dude standing on the side of the road selling. We don't have, y'all remember the collard green man? Y'all remember the man used to pull up with all the watermelons and the sweet potatoes and stuff? We don't have them dudes no more. They done fell off. They gone. You hear what I'm saying? We need that still, where people can get fresh vegetables. You go and look at the vegetables from the store. Them was from Chile. Yeah, man, you're looking at, man, there's an avocado from Mexico. You know, ain't nobody in America got avocados, but because of capitalism, because we worship money, they have to be able to get you avocados year round. Avocados don't grow year round in one season. As the season changed, the avocados stop growing. So what does capitalism do? Capitalism say, okay, we have to provide avocados. So what are we going to do? Because they don't grow right now in this country. We got to get them from another country. So we get them from Mexico. Then, if they're not growing in Mexico, we got another supply. Because the people, when they come to the store, they demand avocados. When people need to understand that food grow in seasons for reasons. And I think part of the sickness is a lot of us are eating food out of season. Food grow in seasons, guys. And I guarantee, since men, let me slow down. I guarantee, first, let me say this. I guarantee food grow in season and we should consume it in seasons, right? Now, men kind have lost their connection to the land. God say man was made, constructed, developed from land. So that means that is our source. God is our source, but he made us from land, right? We was developed from land. We wasn't nothing until God put his spirit in us, right? He said man was formed. He had a form, but he wasn't alive. God breathed life into that man. So we are made from dirt with a piece of God in us, his spirit in us, right? His breath in us. Now, that means we're connected to the soul. So just our whole, everything is connected to the soul. Then the next assignment man was given was to maintain the land. So that's in our spiritual manuscript. But over the years, as humans, we've lost our connection to it. Meaning that we don't see it as the source anymore. We see it as a place to build a house. We don't look at the dirt in the sense of I can create life with this dirt. I work this dirt. We see, ooh, I can build me a big old place there. You see what I'm saying? So men have lost their connection to the source. God is the source, but remember, we came from, according to the word of God, the dirt. We came from the dirt. Next phase is we don't put men back in the dirt. We don't put them back in the dirt. So the soil is suffering, in my humble opinion, right? In my humble opinion, the soil is not nutritious as it need to be because we're not putting men back in it. I know that sounds strange, but it do. They say from the dirt we came, from the dirt we return. But we decided because of capitalism, because of money, we're going to put up these idol worship services. We're going to pump people full of chemicals to make them look like they still alive, laying up in there. And we going, no, Johnny, no. We go in there with all that, right? Then we take these metal boxes, stick them in the ground, put dirt on them. And then you come out there every week and put flowers on it, right? So I feel that we came from it. We should go back in it. We do. We should go back in it. The soil is the original source. Monies have rise. Countries have risen and fallen. Economic systems have risen and fallen. Look at Rome. Look at Greece. Look at all over the world. You seeing it? I think we're witnessing it in America right now, right? All over the world, we've watched it, right? But one consistent has always stayed true: agriculture, the dirt. I don't care how bad the system get. You can go out there and dig that soil up, and you can plant seeds, and it'll produce. On the continent of wherever, it'll produce. Yeah. You see? Because it's from God. So we lost our connection to that and developed this ideology that it's only a place for us to build these big old places that we're going to die and leave. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to just die and leave them, you know? Yeah. He built it. Can't even make it through the build. Died before the build got done. You see? But what if I had started a garden in my lifetime or started a field in my lifetime that just so happened feed my family in the next lifetime? Just so happened I got a grandson or a granddaughter decide they want to jump out there and work in it and keep it going. Now my family don't have to worry about where they're going to get vegetables from. You see? So remember, we wrestle not against flesh and blood. We wrestling against some demonic stuff. These jokers smart, man. Strip them from their connection to the land, man. Yeah, strip them from that. Get them dependent upon us providing food from them. We make them sick and we kill them. Because we never liked them anyway. We never liked them. We wonder what God favored them for. We wonder, like, why you like them? They stupid. They not smart. So we poison them. And we give it to them in the form of food. And they continue to consume it. They love it. And take them out. Yeah. Yep. So now they got drugs to stop us from doing it. And my fear is the drugs are going to make you lose weight. But this is my greatest fear. And I don't have any science behind it. I feel that all the people that's consuming that stuff right now, and I know a lot of you are taking it, may take it because you got to get the weight off, right? And it's killing you. And you need to get your A1C down. And you need to lose weight. And I'm not criticizing you, okay? But I feel like that the group of people who are taking it now are the lab rats. Yeah. They're testing it in what they call human subjects. These are human subjects now. I don't know if it's gonna work. I don't know if it's gonna be any negative side effects. I'm one of those people that really be like reading stuff. They say it's supposed to stop some cancers. You see what I'm saying? That it's supposed to ward off some stuff. I don't know. But what I feel is God don't make mistakes. Okay? I know that to be true. God don't make mistakes. God made dirt. I think that's our source. You hear me? I think our source comes from the soul. God is our source, but we originated from the soul. They say, acid, acid, dust, dust. From the dirt, from the soil we came from the soil we should return. I think one of our assignments is to work it. Work that soil. How that relates to you and your health. I think you got to start establishing you a small garden. If you've reached the point where it's just physically impossible right now, I respect that, right? But we got to find a way, you know? You have to find a way. You go to the farmer's market, look at where that food come from. Look at where it come from. They don't like Americans. You know, most countries don't like Americans, right? You know that, right? Most people all around the world don't like Americans. They don't, you know? But we're eating food from their country. Think about that. We're eating food from their country. That's anyway. I'm trying to scroll down. Let me see what y'all saying. I live in California desert. Can't grow nothing. Yeah, I feel you. Hey, but you could probably do it in some bags though, brother. Probably not in the ground, but you probably can get some bags and try to control the environment. You know, there's a will, there's a way. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't saying it's gonna be easy, but there's a will, there's a way. Joshua say so true. Hey, Juanita, how you doing? Thank you for always sharing knowledge. Yes, sir. Starch turn into sugar, and vegetables can be used and give you more benefits. Mushrooms and pecans is a meat. Okay, almonds are used for protein also. We just have to make ourselves healthier. I agree, Annie. We do as people. When he's responding to James, he says, Gerald said, I got 350 acres farmland and woods. Do you have any suggestions on what we could do? If you're still on here, Gerald, you need to be smart about how you try to grow it, right? You need to section it off. 350 to start with is a lot, but you can cull it down to 25, right? You can start with 25 and work that 25. What most people do, this is what most people do. And this is what you're probably going to have to do. You're probably going to have to invest in a bulldozer. You're probably going to have to get you a bulldozer, man. And you're going to have to learn how to work that thing, because you clear off 15, you clear off 10 or 5, start working at 5, right? Work the 5. Then eventually you may need to clear off another 5 and you start working at 5. Because if you get 350 acres cleared off, bro, who finna work that? Right? You need the whole, 350 acres almost a country. You know what I mean? Nah, it's big. It's a state in some places. You know what I mean? It's big. So I would break it down into 5-acre increments, 3-acre increments, 10-acre increments. You know, that's what I would do. You know, and work those. And when I effectively got whatever I want to establish on those, and they're growing, and I need to expand, then I work the next one. You know, and then the next thing is you always remember you can lease that stuff out. You know, if you said it got woods on it, I'm not sure if it got pasture land or anything, but especially if it got fresh pasture. If it got fresh pasture, you can lease a lot of that stuff out. You got people with cows who looking for a place to put their animals. People with goats who looking for a place to drop off 100 head of goats to let them, and they'll go out and clear all that stuff out. Hogs, yeah, but I think I will break it down in increments. I think that'll help you right there. Don't look at the whole 350, man. I think the 350 gonna be overwhelming. I can imagine how big that is, man. That is huge. And you like, what am I gonna do? You know what I mean? Just break it down. Yeah. I get me a bulldozer. I find me a bulldozer on Gerald, but I be out there knocking stuff down, boy. And the thing is, if you got pine trees, you know you can sell them now. They're gonna leave a mess. Wow. Do you grow them inside? I don't know. I grow what inside? I don't know if you was talking to me. I use raw honey. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Larry, I'm 58 with diabetes. My life has changed. I hear you, Randy, man. I hope your journey is going well. And I hope you can stay healthy. You know? And understand that, you know, self-control is the key to a lot of this stuff. Being able to control yourself and your wants and desires, you know. And if it's just genetics, then what can we do? What can we do but try? That's all we can do is try, you know? Yeah. No, I grow them in my backyard. So they talk with each other. Then he said, no sugar has no benefit for the body. I know. We only need natural sugar. Right. Yeah, I don't believe yeah, it says Randy, James responded to Randy, we are about the same age. I am diabetic too, trying to change this old lifestyle. Yes, sir. Your body produces natural sugar. Absolutely. That's what your pancreas do as a response. You know, your pancreas, that's what your pancreas does. It produces insulin. It ain't so much sugar, guys. It's insulin. It's the insulin. All right. Understand what's the problem. The problem is you not producing enough insulin, or you producing way too much. It's the insulin. Yeah, it's the insulin. So, and that's the pancreas. You got to understand how they work. All right. Why are them gorgeous fur babies? They out there being fur babies. Yep. Yeah, you can grow them in pots, guys. Sugar is no good. I lost my right leg. Oh, Erica, I'm sorry to hear that. Stay natural. Absolutely. Stay natural. So you hear what Erica's saying. How you doing, Erica? Thank you for being on this morning if you're still there. So if somebody is telling you guys sugar is no good, I lost my right leg, you should listen. You hear what I'm saying? Listen to that. Wise people learn. No, they say smart people learn from their mistake, but wise people learn from others. Yeah, when somebody say that, you bet you listen. Listen. This person is telling you what they've been through, what they've gone through, and they're actively trying to stop you from going through it. You should listen. If somebody say sugar is bad, I lost my leg, that should pause everybody. Stop and pay attention. All right. Wendy said she started canning fresh vegetables. Sugar is a real addiction that isn't historical. It isn't historically. Yes, James, you're right. We know this. We like these people have introduced this as a way to make money. As a way to make money. That's all it was. Sugar was a way to make money. They have, and then put out so much misinformation to keep us from the real culprit. I mean, the real culprit been sugar all along. But we've been told that it's salt. When there have some mineral-based salts, I give my animals mineral-based salt. I got bags of salt with a bunch of mineral. They got called what they call minerals in them, and they got trace minerals. They got salt licks, salt blocks we give animals, right? But they got minerals in them. They got mineral-based salt that you can eat that still have minerals in them. The salts that are bad are the iodine table salt that's been stripped of all its nutritional value, and it's all about taste. That's all the sugar is. It do not add anything to your body, anything to nothing. It's all about taste. So we've been convinced that taste overrules everything, when we really should understand and know that your health should overrule everything. Everything. God don't want us to be sick, y'all. He don't want us to be sick. We don't. But we've been convinced that, somebody said, I was on a post the other day, and when the guy was talking, the doctor was telling everybody about this this anti-sugar movement. And the guy said, well, sugar may be good for my body, but it's good for my soul. Okay, do you? Like, ain't nobody, yeah, do you? Why do you think dialysis clinics are popping up everywhere? In every small town in America you go to, you will see a dialysis clinic in the next town over. You will see these medical stuff just popping up everywhere, imaging, everything. Because Americans are sick. That's the most growing explosive business in America, is the healthcare. Why? Because Americans are sickly people. Americans don't make it past their 60s. Americans get sick and have to, yeah. Why are Americans so sick? Why? Americans are so sick that companies can invest into the healthcare of America. Man, I got a small town right next to me. They got a whole medical everything down there. Man, they got urologists, dermatologists. They got everything down there. You think people are investing in just trying to make you feel better? No, people want to make money. How we can make money? All sick folks, all sick people, for real. So food is the beginning. Food. Got fast food on every corner. But y'all listen to me. But you got to research this. They say fast food companies are now going out of business because the younger people are not eating it. Or the older people. One of us, a group of people, we found out about the dangers of fast food, so we stopped eating it. So now it's going out of business. They say alcohol sales are down in America because people have finally got to the point where they realize it's poison. It don't add nothing to my body. I'm putting this stuff in my body because it makes me feel good tonight. I'm gonna feel bad. I used to drink now. So if you listen to me, y'all better understand, boy, you talking to a drinker. I used to drink, boy. I did. I used to drink Heineken from the time I was about. My mama used to drink Heineken. My mama used to put the beer down. You know how back in the day they had a party, right? My mama would put the beers down. And then, everybody go to sleep, go to bed. And they still got their beers in there on the table. Shoot, man, I go in there and find the Heinekens and turn them back. Boy, I've been drinking Heineken since I was a kid. My mama friends used to drink this beer called Lowenbräu. I ain't never liked that. But my mama built a Heineken. Oh, man. I'm knocking back Heinekens. For real. The little bit left over. Since I was a kid. I've been drinking coffee since I was about 6, 7, 8. Up watching Saturday Night Live on a Saturday. Putting coffee in the microwave. Heating it up. My mom in there knocked out sleep. Straight up. So when you talk about a drinker, I've been drinking, man. I've been drinking. And, ain't nothing I'm proud of, but I can speak from the sense of that addiction as well, where we feel like we okay. A beer here and a beer there, and then you go with one, then you got two, then you got a shot of liquor, then you got a beer, shot of liquor. I can handle it. I'm okay. I mean, every now and then you drink too much, you feel bad the next day, you get off of it for 3 or 4 days. This how you know you got a problem with alcohol. This how I knew. When you at work thinking about a cold beer when you get off, you got a problem. Yeah. If you at work and you thinking about the alcohol when you get off, you got a problem. It's just not cool to say it. You could be an alcoholic. You could be a functioning alcoholic in America. And in Americans, we all, we in alcohol turning sugar. It poison you, man. So that's another one too. That's another one. Your alcohol consumption. That drink here and there, man, you don't need that. You don't need it. You want it. All of us do. All of us want to drink, But do I need it? I don't need it. I don't need it. It's killing me, Let's keep going. I'm trying to go to the comments. Sharon said she 100% agree. He said, it's soaking it that takes out the starch. Yeah, they say, you're talking about rice, right, Anthony? They say eating a day-old rice reduces the glucose in it by 50%. So that's one of the ways the Asians eat it. The Asians eat the rice the next day. So supposedly, I'm glad you brought up that point. And then, I just be reading stuff, man. I do not know how I be retaining all this stuff, for real. But what the Asians do, supposedly, they get the rice, they boil the rice, and then they eat it the next day. So allowing it to sit in a cold place reduces the glucose in it by, they say, up to 50%. So it's better for your body, right? Takari said, hey, Takari, what's happening, man? Takari said a lot of diseases come with parasites as well. Yeah, I don't think, y'all remember when we were kids, they used to give us castor oil. We got wormed once a year or twice a year. Y'all remember that? They used to give us that nasty castor oil. It tastes like, ugh, it was in a little green bottle. I don't know what that was, but it was supposed, and they got this other thing called 666 too. That 666 I had you in the bathroom, boy. But they used to give it to us as kids. They used to bring us in and worm us like animals, right? So I worm my animals. I do. I worm my animals. And I always say I know we should be wormed as humans. But I'm really cautious about what I take. Because it's a big thing about fenbendazole and ivermectin. I can talk about it because I give my animals fenbendazole and ivermectin. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Okay? Fenbendazole don't really work on nothing but tapeworms. That's all it work on. We got another worm called a barber pole worm. Fenbendazole don't work on that. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think. I don't give my animals fenbendazole. I give my babies fenbendazole. They got another one called valbazin. That's a wide spectrum worm. So I see this big push about fenbendazole now, right? And ivermectin. These are just companies. They finna have y'all taking this stuff, not concerned about your liver, not concerned about nothing. Do I think humans need to be wormed? I absolutely do. But I believe, y'all, personally, it's gonna be based on what we eat. Yeah, I think we should eat stuff that'll worm us. I got so many people trying to convince me to take ivermectin. I know people who take ivermectin, guys. I know people who take it, like straight up, man. They got this horse paste. They take it. I know people who take it and they cleared up. They got that psoriasis on their arms and stuff. I know people who take ivermectin and the ivermectin and cleaned up their stuff on their arm. These are facts. I'm not guessing. I know people who take fenbendazole once a month. Straight up, I do. I ain't been able to convince myself to take it. I ain't, because it's man-made. It's a chemical. So be careful of that. That stuff is real big right now. And I know when people get sick, they get desperate. And they'll do anything to not be sick. Be careful. We the lab rats. They say farmers been taking this stuff a long time. I was reading this one post. The guy said his neighbor went blind taking fenbendazole and ivermectin. Straight up. And then somebody said, oh yeah, it'll cause blindness, but you got to use a binder. I ain't taking that stuff, man. Y'all crazy. Yeah. Let me keep going. Jane, man. Thank you, sir. Yeah. Let me keep going, because it's how America is treating the rice. Too many chemicals. I agree. Now, Margot, if you still on, I agree with you. I really believe that it's all about money. So everything is done so fast here in America that it's all about generating money. It's not about health. Companies are not making stuff with your health in mind. They're making stuff with benefits. They're making stuff with money in mind. You get what I'm saying? And then all the while, we just eating it because it make us feel good. Let me see. She says she agree. Cecilia, hey, good morning, brother. How you doing? I'm doing good, Curtis. I believe it's all the other things we eat in addition to rice, too. I do agree with that. I just think we don't, as people, we need to get back connected to the land on a small scale. When I say this, so many people like, man, ain't nobody got time for that. But you got time to be sick. If I tell you, you need to get connected back to the land, right? Not from just doing videos, but I say you need to get connected back to the land so you can start growing your own food for your health, right? And you say, man, ain't nobody got time for that. But you got time to be hooked to a machine? So, look, you don't have time to grow your own food, to consume and prepare your own food, to prepare and consume your own food, but you got time to be hooked up to a machine 1 time a week, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 5 times a week. Come on, man. Think. Think. You don't have time to, you can't carve out the time to grow your own vegetable, but when they put you on chemo, now you got to carve out time for chemo. Don't think, man. Use your mind. Use your mind. The best cure is prevention. Staying healthy. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, Mr. Boss Man. The best cure is staying healthy. You don't want to try to get yourself unsick. You know how many people, when they get sick and they say, I'm going to get back better, they never get healthy again. Because you have allowed the enemy in. The goal is to keep it out. Now, truthfully, some of us are not going to be able to do that because we're genetically predisposed to certain sicknesses because bad genetics. In America, not America, in the human world, we breed bad genetics. In the animal world, we cull out bad genetics. Cull just basically kill them. That's what we do. We kill out bad genetics in America. All right. I mean, in the world. We when I got a bad sheep, I kill it. All right. I don't breed it. But in the humans, that's what we do. Sick breed. Crazy breed. You don't understand what I'm saying? Bad genetics breed in our society. This ain't the talk people want to hear. You know, this is not the talk people want to hear. People don't really want to hear that. But that's the truth. So some of us are genetically predisposed to diseases that we don't have anything to do with. But your great-great-granddaddy was sick. And he bred with a woman. And she had a baby. And that baby bred with another person. And that person bred. And so was some sick there, some sick here. Now you stuck with a disease. You don't even know how you got it. It's because sick is being bred. Yeah. Sick is being bred. When sex was never about fun. It was about breeding. My animals don't have sex just for fun. They have sex to breed. Now, Winston maybe have sex for fun, but them girls say it's time for me to have a baby. All right? So what I do, if I walk out there and I see a sick baby, I do the kind thing. I put it down. I say, I'm going to get it out. If the mama keep throwing sick babies, I take the mama out. We're not going to perpetuate the sickness. We're going to stop the sickness. We're going to kill the sickness off. That's what we're going to do. So all the animals that you see left, going to be sick, going to be healthy animals. People say, you should bottle feed. I ain't doing it. Let me tell you why. I will bottle feed a new mama's baby. If the mama is a new mama, I'll bottle feed that baby. Because that mama didn't know enough about babies that she was afraid and she didn't know what to do. All right. But if one of my old mamas have a baby and she don't want to feed that baby, something wrong with that baby. And that mama knew it. And that mama said that baby need to die. But us, we bleeding hearts. Oh, no, that ain't right. Now, man, please. That's right, guys. That's nature. In nature, the sick ones die. In nature, the ones with the limps, the predators get. They kill them off. So what's left is strong. It's strong. And that's what we need. But that's a whole nother conversation. I'm trying to read. Hey, what's up, Pops? Who is that? Zipper Mo. I don't know who is that. He say, what's up, Pops? I'm gonna check you out. What's happening? Mexican rice with everything. It's what the rice grew with. Parasites. I do agree with the rice and the pesticides. They say if it got herbicide, pesticide on the end of it, it's the same as suicide and homicide. So homicide, suicide, herbicide, pesticides. So you're dying, buddy. You're dying. Yeah. Let's keep going. I don't think it's just the rice because we put gravy, butter, and sugar. Hey, come on now. You ain't gonna attack my gravy, butter, and sugar now. It can't be the gravy, butter, and sugar. It can't be. Nah, you right. I'm just messing with you. Absolutely. Absolutely. It ain't just the rice. YouTube, what's going on? I'm over here on Facebook Live. I got a bigger following on Facebook. I'm talking to my YouTube family, guys. So y'all see me talking. I'm engaging with them. I appreciate y'all being on. Thank you so much. But eat quinoa instead of rice. I like quinoa. My wife, she'll cook it here and there. What y'all feel about brown rice though? I'm gonna tell you, I had some black rice. What y'all feel about black rice? I had some black rice. My wife don't like that black rice. I had some though. He said, when you get a chance, go to YakuaAwakening.com. Okay, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, I love information. I'm going to try. Yeah, man, hold on. It says we have to start eating right. We don't have to depend on insurance companies. I mean, Pam, you saying a mouthful. Like, that's the God honest truth right there. Like, you saying right. It says, yes, all these meds the doctors are prescribing are all for the same reason. 10 pills a day is a way too much for one to be on, and they are basically given for the same thing. None are working for our bodies. It's working against our bodies. I mean, this is like, you know this, Paula. Paula is telling us the truth. I know this. If it worked, then that would assume that the life expectancy should arise, but we don't see life expectancy arising, do we? So if we're supposed to be so advanced as a people, why are we dying younger? Why are so many people dying younger? The people back in the olden days live longer, but we're supposed to be so advanced, but we're dying faster. 68, bruh, gone. That's a common thing in the African-American community. Now, brother, black people, do live past 67. 67 seems like that's the cutoff for brothers. 67, 68, 67, that's it. He gone. Bruh making it to the 70s. Oh, man, boy, what you do? You see? And it shouldn't be like that. Yeah. I said, thank you. Hey, Margot, thank you so much for the stars. Thank you. It's definitely the chemicals that the U.S. use to grow food. I agree. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Margot, thank you. Margot, thank you. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Margot. Thank you. Exactly. Then they get millions of dollars. Absolutely. Speak the truth. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. I'm just checking the comments. I'm trying to check the comments, trying to check comments. Yeah, it's the choices that we make. And Shaniqua Sanchez, thank you, ma'am. For the stars. Thank you, Pam. Thank you guys. Hey, you guys are giving me stars. I haven't even noticed that. I just been talking. But yeah, it's the choices that we make, not just today, but it's the choices that we make repeatedly. So, we gonna make a choice today, right? And it's fine. But then you make another choice tomorrow, and it's fine. Then you make a choice after that, then it's fine. What happens is it's an accumulation of the choices. Is that a better way to say it, Miss Sharon? I think it's accumulation of the choices that we make over our lifetime. Yeah, that builds up. It builds up. It builds up. It builds up. And then eventually, we see. We see. So I would just rather to not get sick. And like I said, I want to make sure I say this. Some of us are not going to be able to avoid it because of bad genetics. We're going to get it anyway. You may can lessen the impact by being more healthy. You may can fight it off a little bit longer. You may get a nice, whereas your daddy got it at such and such, you may can fight, give yourself a 10-year run from it. Or you may not get it at all. You may not get it at all. But we have to really, number one, take it serious. We don't take it serious. Like when you talk to brothers and sisters, we don't take health serious until we sick. Like it's cute and funny. Oh yeah, what up, boy? Yeah, around here with all that stuff. It's cute and funny until you go down there and them folks talking about cutting your leg off. Now it's serious now. When you go down there, now your kidney's not working. Now it's serious. Like what? Come on now, stop. Like it's like you. I have tried to talk. You know how many brothers I've tried to talk to about quitting smoking, stop eating fast food. Every time I see you, you're getting fatter around the stomach. You're going to get diabetes. Your body's going to build up an insulin resistant. You're going to have health problems, right? Just look at me like, man, ain't nobody want all that, man. Right here with no, man, look at that, bro. I'm going to live my life. Okay, fine. Now I'm forced to come visit you at the hospital. But and not only that, it was something avoidable, man. It wasn't something that you just had to get. It was something that you could have avoided. You see? So I just feel like, man, prevention is the best cure. Somebody put prevention. Y'all put prevention in the chat. Put prevention. Prevention is the best cure in the chat. Listen, guys, prevention is the best cure. If you don't get sick, you don't have to get unsick. Prevention, 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 prevention is the way. That's it. That's what we got to work to try to do. If you smoking every day, you drinking every day, you sugar. We don't give enough to sugar. Sugar, sugar, sugar. If that's sugar, man, I'm telling you, you doing that every day, it's going to get you. It's going to get you. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm not going to get got, but I'm saying I'm not finna feed it. You get it? I'm not feeding it. Don't feed what's going to kill you. So you got to ask yourself this, man, for real. What changes can I make in my life today that will help me? What changes can you make? What changes can you make? You got to get serious about your life and your health. Prevention, prevention. Thank y'all for sharing prevention. Thank y'all for shout out prevention. I want all y'all brothers to see, all my sisters to see prevention, prevention, prevention is the best cure. We want to prevent disease. We want to prevent sickness. We want to prevent it, guys. We don't want to try to fight our way back out of it. Now, some of us gonna get it because we genetically predisposed to it. But for all the ones who not, we want to prevent it. We want to stop putting stuff in our bodies that's causing us to become sick. We want to stop being a willful participant in killing ourselves. We want to stop being y'all got it. We're going to stop being willful participants in our own demise. They got dialysis clinics opening up everywhere. Why? Because we are being willful participants in our sickness. They say these people don't know how to change. Forget that. Don't try to teach them how not to do it. What we're going to do is we just going to open up clinics to make money off them and their insurance companies. You hear what I'm saying? When the people can decide today, all of us, you know what? I am going to take my life and my health serious. I don't have to die at 63. I don't have to die at 57 for something that I can avoid. I had a friend of mine. He gone. Friend of mine was 47 years old. He called me. He said, man, they say I got stage 4 colon cancer. I said, what? He said, yeah, they say I got stage. He went to the ER. He went to the emergency room. He was a friend of mine. We used to work. We used to eat together. He said, man, they say I got stage 4 colon cancer. I said, hold on. How you get stage 4 colon cancer? Like, bruh, you ain't never got your colon checked? Nah, man, I ain't got time. Like, you got so many men that afraid to get a tube up their butt. Like, they make them gay. I'm gay if you put a tube up my butt. Bruh, a tube up your butt don't make you gay, bruh. If a tube up your butt make you gay, bruh, you were gay all along. You was just waiting for a reason to just act out on it. You hear what I'm saying? I done heard so many men say they don't want to go to the urologist because the urologist want to put his finger up their butt. Bruh, you not gay because a doctor put his finger on his butt, under your butt. Okay? I'm just being honest. We gotta have these open talk, man. And y'all gotta understand this, man. Like, my friend passed away from something that probably could have been prevented. All because he didn't want to go get a tube put up his butt. You see what I'm saying? And I mean, he died within 30 days. When they got that dumping that aggressive kidney on that aggressive what you call it, chemotherapy and stuff on him, it killed him. His body couldn't hold it because the chemo you gotta kill everything in you first. You gotta kill everything. If you don't know how chemo works, chemo kills everything, and then they hope it allows the good stuff to grow at a faster rate than the cancer coming back. So you got cells that's going crazy, and they're reproducing. Your T cells, your white cells cannot kill them because these jokers are morphing and they smart. They know how to hide themselves. So now they done disguise themselves in your body. So that's what disease do. Your T cells and your white cells in your body, they come and they get on patrol and they recognize stuff. When something go wrong, they jump on it. They start beating it down and killing it. But what cancer do is it knows how to morph. It knows how to act like it ain't there. So now it done got out of control. So now the cells have gotten to the point where they can overtake the T cells. So what they do is They do with the chemo, they kill everything. They kill everything with the hope that the good cells are going to grow back faster than the bad cells. So we kill everything. We're going to get your T cells back to regenerate back fast. We give them time to get back fast, get back, grow back fast. That way, even if cancer come back, they're going to be still way more white cells, T cells, to kill them. But most people, a lot of people, I'm going to say most, a lot of people don't make it through that process. They die before the end. So the chemo kills it off. Hope the white cells, T cells grow back, and they can destroy the cancer cells. But a lot of people don't make it through it. So my friend, they had to do aggressive treatment to him, because when they say stage 4, that basically means it has left the area that it originally started in. So if you don't know what stage 4 cancer means, it means that the cancer, the stages, it grew, and now it has escaped its original area. So it was stage 2, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. So when they say stage 4, that means that more than metastasized into other areas. So it went from his colon, now it done got up into his prostate, it done got up into his liver, it done got up. So now they got all this cancer inside of this man's body. So that means they got to treat it so heavily and so strong that you may not make it through it, because we got to kill everything. And like somebody said, it kills your organs. Absolutely. They have to. They got to kill everything and hope that it grow back. So how about we don't get it, for all of us who can avoid it? Some of us going to get it anyway. Some of us going to get it. Some of us, it don't matter how much we try to avoid it, we still going to get it. But guess what? If we live a healthy lifestyle up until that point, maybe the treatment will work. Maybe, and we get our checkups, because it's not just good, just you testing, eating right. This is another phase of it. It's not just good you eating right, but it's also good you got to go get your blood checked. For people in our age group, we need to do it every 6 months, because our bodies are changing so fast within 6 months that young people can afford to get their checkups once a year. But for all of us, we got to do it every 6 months. Now, I can tell you something. If you want to take your health in your own control, you know you can pay to go get your own blood work done, right? You do not have to wait on your doctor to prescribe it. Quest will do your blood work for you. Yeah. So my philosophy now is I am getting my own blood work done. Then by the time I go to the doctor, if it's something that scares me or something that gives me an alert, because I'm comparing it now, all your blood work is telling you where you stand today. But if you compare it to your last 6 months, it's either something up, something fine, something straight. You can get a warning that you on the precipice of something based off your previous 3. So you got 3 blood works you can compare it against and say, okay, my PSA have been rising consistently over the last 18 months. Go to the doctor. Sir, my name is such and such. And what I also learned is, if you don't have health insurance but you got money, that yeah, every 3 months. You right, every 3 months too. I'm about getting to that point too myself. But I've also learned that even if you don't have healthcare insurance, that a lot of medical professionals will give you the work. They will charge you less money for cash. So if you go in there and you don't have insurance, it's for my people who don't have insurance, but you got cash. What they normally would charge the insurance company $3,000 for, you give them $300 the day they'll do it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's cash in hand right now. And they got bills to pay. They don't want to wait on no insurance company. So that he's just a service provider, man. He's just like a plumber or anybody else. Yeah, he need money. Shoot, you coming out with $1,000, you can get what they finna charge $30,000, well, $15,000 from your insurance company. So look into that too, man. Somebody made a statement about 3 months. You right. 3 months. I do agree, man. I think we're all getting to the point where 3 months is getting ready to have to be the way to go. To recognize certain changes in your body. It said go to the doctor, but you are our first doctor. How we live. You right. Absolutely. Yeah, definitely go to the doctor. He said, what was your rock bottom, Larry? Give me an understanding of what you asking before I answer that. Okay. I want to answer your question, William. Tell me what exactly you asking, and I'll give you my honest thing, what was my rock bottom? What are you asking? All right. And I will answer that. But yeah, yeah. So yeah, man, I'm a proponent of all this. I talk to my wife all the time about this. Anybody that listen to me, most people don't listen to me. You know, me and my grandma talk about this all the time. My grandmama, I think my grandmama was the one who really helped me with this. My grandmama was. She always been on that herb medicine stuff. She always have, you know. She always, ever since I can remember, my grandma been on stuff like that. And I think that's where I got it from with her. And now we be talking, and I tell her stuff like, "Hey, you ought to try what's the supplement I just got her to get because it helped with pain, help with joint pain. I got it in the house. If you got joint pain, it's certain supplements you could take, man. Her friends use got arthritis, and I found out about I found out about you could use gin, is it gin, clovers, and something else. And I gave it to her grandma, used them, and they rub it on there. It worked, like it for real. So William asked me what made the optimal change. Are you talking about my health? You talking about my drinking? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, you say we need certain magnesium. I agree. I feel like that we got to be careful with supplements too, because a lot of time with supplements, they are not tested. You understand? I feel like they're not tested. So you may not know what you're taking. You know what I mean? So I feel like the magnesium we need, we should get from our food. I think we should prescribe food as a solution. So that's why I say we got to go from living to eat to live. So if you low, but you got to know what your base is. That's why it's so important to go get your panel. You got to go see if you don't have vitamin D issues, you don't need to be taking vitamin D. You see what I'm saying? So a full panel on your body will give you your starting point. So you need to understand where you stand. If you understand where you stand, then you know how to eat for where you stand. You cannot take my advice for your body. You know, your body may need what I'm telling you I don't need. Or you may go to this person and they say don't do that, but your body may need it. So start what your deficiencies are. Absolutely. I do that. I found out what my deficiencies were. Like I needed some vitamin D. I had to get vitamin D. So I stay out in the sun a lot, and then I took vitamin D supplement, and I got my vitamin D up. They say a lot of us are deficient in vitamin D. Vitamin D with a K2. So I took that and got my vitamin D up. So you could do vitamin D with K2, and that'll get your vitamin D up. They say vitamin D helps with your fight against cancer. It helps with your immune system. Like vitamin D is so important, right? So if you find out um if you find out did you deficient in that, you start eating to live. So you want to know what ultimately made me to make the change in my life in general? If you just want to know what made me, so my life has had stages, right? So when you talk to me, I have to find out what particular part of my life you're speaking to. My life has been in stages. Like it's just been like a TV show. I was a kid. I grew up. I stayed with my mom. My mom was killed one day, right? And I gotta make sure I show y'all these as a way to show y'all. So I wrote a couple of books to tell the story, right? Called A Quarter of My Truth. I wrote a couple of books, right? So my mom was murdered when I was 12. And when my mom was murdered, it changed my life. I went from hold on. It went from being all good to just being bad, right? And I had that stage in my life where I was hurt and I literally wanted to die. And I lived that life and until I ended up going to prison, and I got my life together when I got out of prison. Yeah. So that part of my life, I changed that. And I just don't want to do that life no more. Then I worked and I didn't want to do that life anymore. Just sitting in the office all day getting fat. can't wait for lunch. You know what I mean? Getting all ourselves sick. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just tell me. Ask me a specific question. I'll tell you. Yeah, so you got people on here now saying they found out. You found out if it's not lab tested, I wouldn't take it. You right about that, Dwayne. I would. I'm afraid. I'm afraid. I am, man. I'm afraid. Yeah. I found out that I need to do omega threes though. So I've been doing a lot of omega threes as far as sardines. I take fish oil. I got a fish oil. I take liquid fish oil. I take my grandma been taking it for a while. So I've been doing omega threes. I've been taking a lot of omega threes. So Takari on here, he brought some sea moss yesterday. I've been taking that, man. Sea moss will make you use the bathroom. For real. Like I didn't know. I've been taking, man, you gonna go to the bathroom taking that sea moss for real. But it's good. I mean, we're gonna see what's work. Yeah, my mom been gone. I appreciate it. My mom was my mom passed when I was 12 going on 13. Yeah, it's a tough time. But you know, it is, you know. Somebody said my volume out. Nah, hold on. Try to reboot your stuff. Yeah, hold on. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My volume, black seed oil. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Black seed oil. You hear good, Miss Karen. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah, yeah. I done heard a lot of this stuff. You know, every generation has a group of medicines. Every generation. Y'all remember the Tahitian noni? Y'all remember that? It's Tahitian noni. All my people back in 2000s, early 2000s, Tahitian noni was good, boy. Noni. Like, it just came up and then it just disappeared. So it goes from being something that we can use for our health to being like a multi-level marketing scheme. Like now it done went from being some yeah, something that they can use to benefit them. We could use to benefit our body. I'm sorry, somebody just texted me over here. Use to benefit our bodies down the line, and this thing, you know, it's a multi-level marketing scheme. Wanda say she can't hear now. I can, Miss Wanda, check your device. I'm not sure, but I'm getting good sound going in. If y'all can't hear, let me know. Nobody on my YouTube, so I'm finna shut my YouTube down.